Is there much to do outside the H10 Atlantic Sunset? Let's find out. Here we are outside the main entrance to the H10 Atlantic Sunset. A lot of people ask what's close by and where can you walk to. So this short walk will give you a good feel for the local area. We're turning right as you come out of the hotel and heading towards the main strip. This is the direction you take if you want more bars, restaurants and small shops. It doesn't look like much at first glance, but everything is close together and easy to reach from the hotel. The Atlantic Sunset isn't the only hotel up here. From this point you get a good view across to the Baja Principe, which is a 4-star plus hotel and one of the older properties in the area. As you can see, the H10 over on the right is much more modern in design. The area itself is very tidy, well-maintained pavements, landscaped edges and generally clean streets. There's a bit of graffiti dotted around, which is fairly normal for the island, but it doesn't take too much away from the overall good feel of the place. Overall, it's safe, relaxed and easy to navigate. If you look over to the left, you'll see the Playa Las Salinas. Like many beaches along this part of Tenerife, it's more of a rocky cove than a sweeping sandy beach. The water is clear here and you often see people snorkelling. Just ahead on the left, there's a small path that winds down to the water's edge if you fancy a closer look or if you just want to explore the rocks. This whole coastline is shaped by volcanic activity, dark rock, uneven layers and sharp ridges, and it's a real reminder of what formed Tenerife in the first place. We're now heading down towards those buildings in the distance. This little cluster of bars is a nice spot in the early evening as it sits right above the coastline. Most of these places have outdoor seating so you can sit with a drink or a meal and look straight out across the Atlantic. As we walk, you'll get a better look at some of the volcanic scenery around us. Coming up on the right is the hotel's back exit. This is the quickest way to get out if you're heading straight down to the bars and restaurants. It saves you walking all the way around from the main entrance. This is also where the nearest bus stop is. The 471 service runs through here and goes all the way to Los Cristianos with a few stops along the way. You can carry on to the right, but we're heading left, as all the bars and restaurants down here have uninterrupted sea views. There's a real mix on offer: traditional Canarian, tapas, pizza places, sushi and Italian. It's a good range covering most tastes. All of the premises have great views out across the Atlantic, which makes it a great place if you're staying half board or bed and breakfast and want a change in the evening. We didn't eat here ourselves, but every menu we saw looked tempting. There are also a few relaxed bars where you can sit and watch the sun go down with a drink. Let's head back up to the main road. If you only want to visit the beach, there's a straightforward path that drops down from the road and takes you straight to the water's edge. Okay, here we are back on the main road. From up here you can see exactly where we've walked from, and the hotel is just across the road. Now we'll head up the hill towards the main strip. There are two routes to the main strip. You can follow the long path around the bay, which is a nice walk, but if you want to save yourself about 15 minutes, there's a shortcut across the beach on our left, and that's the route we're going to take. This beach is less rocky than some of the others around here and was always popular with swimmers. The beach itself is volcanic with dark, fine sand and a gentle slope into the water. We'll cut down these steps and drop onto the beach before climbing up the other side, following the white wall we can see at the other end. The hotel you can see ahead is the Hard Rock Hotel. There are boards across the sand to help you walk over without sinking into it before you reach the steps on the other side. The climb up is a bit steep, but taking this shortcut knocks a good 10 to 15 minutes off the full walk. If you prefer something gentler, the long way round is smoother and avoids the steps. At the top of the steps there's a path off to the left. This takes you to another beach and loops around the Roca Nivaria Hotel. We're going to stay on this road and continue up towards the start of the main strip. On our right is the front of the Roca Nivaria and the first few shops. This is also where the coastal path meets the main road again. From here we can walk up past the bus stop and the taxi rank. Taxis were plentiful and the rank starts at the Hard Rock Hotel entrance. This whole stretch stays busy throughout the day and is especially busy in the early evening. As you can see, the strip itself is a typical holiday mix of shops, bars and restaurants. It's not the prettiest area, but everything you might need is right here in a compact stretch. It's probably no more than about half a mile from end to end. It crams a lot into that small space. Tapas bars, souvenir shops, a couple of Indian restaurants, sports pubs, ice cream places, excursion booths, and all the usual places you get in a small resort town, and all on both sides of the road. We're almost at the top of the strip now, where we follow the main road round to the left. This area has fewer shops and more hotels, bars and small restaurants. It starts to feel more residential and a bit quieter. There are also a handful of hotels and private villas dotted along this section, which gives the area a lived-in local feel rather than it being purely tourist focused. We're coming to the end of the commercial premises now, and if you continue walking for around 10 more minutes, you'll reach the large grey building in the distance. That's the Rosa Centre, a modern shopping centre with around 40 shops, bars and restaurants. It's organised over 3 floors and definitely worth a visit. We picked up some aftershave and perfumes much cheaper than at the airport. And that brings us to the end of our short tour of the area around the H10 Atlantic Sunset. It's well worth exploring, with beaches, shops, bars and restaurants all within a 10 to 30 minute walk, depending on which route you take. Our full review of the H10 Atlantic Sunset is on screen now, along with our walking tour of the hotel itself. Click one of these to explore this lovely part of Tenerife in more detail.